Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I have the Sofirn SR15, very interesting new light from Sofirn. It does come in nice little packaging here. It's got some specs on here. Alright. Magnetic box. And Sofirn did send me this light, so this is a pre-production instruction manual. So I have a piece of paper there, lanyard, O-rings, USB C to C, and the light. And I'm pretty excited about this because it is a multi-emitter reflector light. Not diffused, not using a TIR. This is a reflector. Granted, it is a plastic reflector, but they reflect light, so I'm pretty happy about it. And it's bright. I was actually kind of impressed with it. I really was. And of course, I do love the emitters. I don't know if it's necessarily the little king of Candela, the sft25, but that's what we got going on here. And I have some 5000K sft25s I might put in here. That would be cool. Let's see, looking at it, the whole thing is aluminum, 6061 aluminum. And sorry, I need to get the instructions out. I guess we can look at this. So really quick, here's run times, throw meters, candela intensity. So it has a really low moonlight, super low. I can actually stare at the emitters and not go blind when I have it on in the moonlight. From moonlight, you hold it. Okay, that's what I really like about this too. So from moonlight, I can go into low. And low's crazy bright, look at that. I mean, granted, it's reflecting off white paper, but it's super bright. Sometimes with other lights, you do moonlight and then you have to turn it off and then turn it back on to get back to your last mode, or to start going through the modes from moonlight to low, if that makes sense. So with this one, hold to turn on moonlight, low, medium, high. Medium, 500 lumens, and it'll run that for 5 hours and 30 minutes, and that's more than enough light. High is 1500 lumens, and so it'll run on high for 3 minutes and then drop down to 1000 lumens, and it'll run on 1000 lumens, it says, for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Turbo, 4500 lumens, and it can sustain that for 1 minute and then drops down to 1000 lumens for 2 hours. All right, so we'll look at that. I can show you the UI really quick. It's relatively simple. So I've shown you moon, hold the button to turn on moon, and then you can continually hold and go through the modes. Double click for turbo, single click to return back to the last mode that you used before turbo, click again for off. There is ramping, so with the light on, press it 4 times. Lets you know that it's in ramping. And you can smooth ramp up and down all day long. And I'm gonna keep it back on stepped. So what else was there? Okay, 3 clicks, activate strobe. I'm not gonna show you strobe. I'm sure you know what that looks like. When it's strobing, if you double click again, it'll go to SOS. Double click again, it'll go to beacon. Double click again, it'll go to strobe. Single click to exit. All right. I don't know if any of you saw this little green light turn on, but that is your battery indication light. When it's green, it's in between 100 and 70%. Once it drops down to red, that means it's between 70 and 30%. And it'll start flashing red when it's below 30%. It does have low voltage protection. At 2.7 volts, the light will shut off and not work anymore. It does offer USB-C charging, It's got a little flap to protect it from the elements. It is rated IP68, only with this flap closed. With the flap open, it is not rated for any water resistance. I know a lot of people don't like these little flaps because they break and stuff like that. I don't really mess with them because I use a dedicated charger. Lithium batteries are extremely dangerous, and you never know what kind of charging properties a flashlight might actually have. It can be disastrous. So, you know, if you have a dedicated charger, I would recommend just gluing this shut. And for all of those that tend to rip these little guys off, you can just spray squeeze some weatherproof silicone in there and waterproof it. All right, what's next? Let's look at, I guess, the dimensions. This light is 130 millimeters long. The head diameter is 40 millimeters. It weighs 128 grams without the battery. With the battery, it's significantly heavier. It does have reverse polarity protection in case you install the battery in there the incorrect way. All right, that's all the stuff from the manual that I have. That's all the information I have. Something I really like about the SR15 series, there's 3 lights total that I know of, and I will be reviewing those as well. The SR12, which has a single sft12, or no, not a 12, it's 25, and the SR20 Mini, which has 3 emitters, 3 white emitters, and then 3 LED emitters. Really cool little light. But yeah, they have adopted this new machining that looks really, really good. It does have type 3 hard anodization. The whole thing is machined really well. It feels really sturdy in your hands. The bezel is also made of aluminum. Okay, you know, I don't break things with my lights, but sometimes it is nice to have that added reassurance that there's steel in your bezel in case you need to break a window or something like that. It does have a one-way pocket clip made of steel. It is nice and firm. It has a deep carry. The light is magnetic. And it's not super strong for a light that's this heavy. I mean, I can hang it from stuff, but I don't know if I would hang it over my head because I might get bumped. Has a nice rubber side E-switch. All right, that's about that. So, just a fair warning, it did come with a Sofirn 5000 milliamp battery. I didn't have it fully charged, so I brought a VAP cell for my outdoor shots. And I'm sure performance will be extremely similar. All right, there's a magnet in the tail cap. It has a gold-plated spring, nice and springy. Seems a little bit thick, yeah, maybe just because I've been reviewing smaller lights. A nice spring. Here's the driver. That spring is pretty stiff. And this is a buck driver, so you will get consistent run times out of this. It's not going to fluctuate as much, and it won't burn off as much heat as it would using a FET driver. So, big thumbs up from me, Sofirn. Great job for using better components and using better drivers. Looks like it is reversible, so I wonder if it'll work like that. Nope. All right, not reversible. So you have to carry it the way Sofirn wants you to. And I brought something else to kind of compare it to, just kind of visually, and then, you know, we will look at it in the beam shot portion. So this is the Ace Beam P18. It's the only other light that I have that uses a reflector as well. I did have an S12, but that's gone now. I sold it to my buddy. So head significantly larger on the P18. So something that's almost kind of similar as something like this, you know, but you get a little bit more compact package. Like this fits in my pocket. This thing I have to use some kind of holster because of how large this head is. Granted, it's not going to be as bright as this, or the light's not going to be as intense, even though it's using a more intense emitter. So really cool little guy, kind of like, I mean, Acebeam has the E75 as well, which is probably similar to this size. But I mean, feeling both of them, like it feels like pretty high quality. I'm super impressed with it. I think you guys will be too. Let's take it outside, get some beam shots, and then we'll wrap this up. Hey guys, so I'm outside with the Sofirn SR15 4 sft25 LEDs, and I brought a little friend for a comparison video. And I mean, this is just a great vantage point to kind of tell what the beam looks like. You can see the weird pattern, you know, from the 4 LEDs producing 4 separate beams almost. I'll start in moonlight. I don't know if you can see that. Very, very low moonlight. Like, it's so low you can actually look at the LEDs, which I'm really not used to. Then we go to low, medium, high, which is super bright. And I know it can maintain medium right here for 5 hours, and that's a lot of light. Now we're gonna go to turbo, and it lights up almost the entire park. And this is a very large park. And you can see, you know, you can see the distinct little beams. But honestly, like, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm focusing on the center, and that's where it's incredibly bright. It says it'll hold turbo here for about a minute. All right, now I brought the Acebeam P18. This has 4 SFT40s, and this is turbo. Honestly, I'm really surprised at the SR15 that it's actually somewhat comparable to this. Granted, it's not as bright, the beam's not as intense, even though they are sft25s, but it's still comparable. So it's a really great, cheaper alternative if you want a very high-powered multi-emitter light with a buck driver and a 21700 battery. Just a lot of like good things. So the P18, you can see the distinct beams as well. They're not as noticeable, or they're just a little bit larger. Well, yeah, they just fill the area better. And as you can tell, the turbo lasts much longer, as the SR15 is already stepping down. But it's not too hot. It's warming my hands on this cold night. Let's turbo it again. There we go. And we step back up. All right, let's head back inside and wrap this up. All right, so I'm sure y'all have mixed feelings about the beam shots. Granted, I was kind of expecting a weird flower pattern, and that's what I got. And it really wasn't too bad in my mind. Like, from first person, when you're seeing it, I don't think it's nearly as bad. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. If you have any questions or comments, please, you know, leave a comment. Or if you have a question, ask me a question. I'm pretty quick at answering questions. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. I'm gonna start making more videos, reviews. I'm probably gonna do some mod videos here soon too. Might even make a mod video of this. And the rest of you, thank you so much for watching. You guys stay bright. I'll see you in the next video.